Here's a number for you, $19.4 trillion. That is the current gross national debt of the United States. It breaks down to more than $59,000 for each and every one of us. Our next guest says the next president will have to confront this. But how do they get past the gridlock? We're asking Katherine Gehl, the former CEO of Gehl Foods in Germantown, who is now with the campaign to fix the debt. Katherine Gehl, it's good to have you on the program.
Thank you, Mike. I'm very glad to be here.
Why don't we hear more about the debt in the political campaign of this election cycle? It seems to have fallen off the radar.
You know, I think it's fallen off the radar for the same reason why so many critical issues fall off the radar, because the candidates and the political parties are not incented to actually put forward the real issues to the American people. What they want to do is win the election. So they're incented simply to create enough fear of the other party or create enough of an idea that maybe their party will be slightly more likely to solve a particular issue than the other party, but not to delve into these issues in depth or present to the American people what the real nature of the problem is, because they don't need to do that to win the election when there's only two choices.
Yeah, you said the problem is we're a duopoly in America's political system.
Absolutely. It's so interesting. America, the sort of worldwide bastion of capitalism, our political system, the foundation of our country and previous foundation of our strength, is a duopoly, two major competitors. And the duopoly distorts competition. So we're used to thinking about that in the private sector, which is if there's not enough competition, then the customers won't be served. And the same thing happens in politics. With the duopoly, the parties don't need to compete on the ability to offer solutions. So they don't need to compete on their ability or vision for solving the debt and deficit crisis. They just need to compete on enough issues that will turn out their base voters and please their donors in order to win the elections. They're not really accountable for results.
So we've identified the problem, in your opinion. How do you change the current system?
Well, here's the good news. This system we invented over time, so we the people can actually change the system. It turns out that the real challenge is not electing better candidates, it's changing some design flaws in the system. And there are a few design flaws that I think we can focus on. One is we need to go to nonpartisan redistricting. So get rid of gerrymandering, which is where you draw the lines of districts in order to favor one party or the other. When you gerrymander and you combine those districts with partisan primaries, you force candidates to move further to the right and to the left of where the general electorate is. And most importantly, gerrymandered districts and partisan primaries move the candidates further to the left and to the right of where the solutions are. Because all of our big problems, like fixing the debt, are going to involve a bipartisan compromise solution. But they get through their partisan primary by focusing on everything that's to the extremes. And that's really who the candidates and elected officials are answering to. So if we can change the design of our primary system and districts, we could change some of the incentives in the system.
I noticed on your Twitter account, you describe yourself as someone who's passionate about our democracy. And yet, now that you've left the business world, at least the ownership part and the CEO and president's part of the business world, I know a lot of business people who would run as fast as they can and as far away from politics as possible. You've chosen just the opposite. You've decided to make this sort of the next chapter for you. Why is that?
We have a great birthright as American citizens. And I grew up thinking of America as the beacon of hope for the world because of our political system. So to discover now as a mother of a 10-year-old that our political system is in fact in many ways our weakest link, and that the ability of our system to deliver on the American dream for so many people is the weakest that it's been in generations, that is painful to me. My 10-year-old daughter said to me recently, this is when we watched the debates because we do all this political stuff in our house, she said, "Why is this all happening just when I'm growing up?" And I want to be able to answer her. with the efforts that I'm involved in. And I think that our democracy, and so many people believe this, depends on the active involvement of the citizens. So I'm pleased to have a chance to be involved.
Katherine Gehl is the former president and CEO of the Gehl Corporation up in Germantown. Now with Fix the Debt and no labels and lots of stuff. Katherine Gehl, good to have you on the program.
Thank you, Mike.
Coming up next on Upfront, waiting for a big fix on state roads, why you could be waiting a while longer.